stop the sun from shining.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me today for the Savvy Sagittarius September Horoscope. Okay, so there is a bit happening this month, and you have a powerful aspect pattern called the Finger of Fate or the Finger of God. It's actually, another name for it is a Yod, Y-O-D, if you want to look it up. It's basically a sextile and two quincunxes in your chart. So I'll talk about that very shortly in your horoscope. The other thing to know about is that Mercury is turning retrograde on the 28th of the month through to the 18th of October. Now, either side of these dates, you've got to allow a few extra days, because when the energy is coming on or going off, when Mercury turns direct again, there's still some energy around. So if you have important decisions to make, maybe you could put them off for a little bit, or if you can't, just know that leave yourself some space, some room to move, because you might need to go back and look at those decisions again and maybe alter something, especially if you're signing a contract or an agreement, because Mercury retrograde can cause misunderstandings and miscommunications. You should always back everything up in writing, and if it's important, have another set of eyes check over it. Okay, this is in your 11th house of connections, friends and groups, so it could be some misunderstandings with friends or something like that. And the 11th house is also hopes and dreams. So maybe your hopes and dreams are changing at the moment and there's a little bit of vagueness, or you're not sure of your direction in life. But that's okay. This Finger of Fate is going to work its magic, and you'll be making adjustments and tweaking your life. And I'll actually go to the board now and we'll talk about this, and then we're going to look at your cards, which will be, I'll draw two cards as theme cards for the month for you. We'll have a look at this more in depth, and then I'll do a psychic channeling at the end. But this Finger of Fate, you can see here this triangle with the dashed black lines. Okay, so it's affecting your communications with Saturn in Aquarius here. And there's a way through, a way to work out what you're supposed to do. This is the what's called the focal point, and this is leading the show, the way that you promote yourself. Study could be involved with this as well. It's your general life direction, or your career, the 10th house here, and because you may not be working necessarily, whatever has happened. And you'll see the sun here in Virgo, and there's a lot of precise brilliance flowing out into the world in terms of your general life direction and your career. And over here's the other leg of the Finger of Fate, the moon in Cancer in your 8th house. So intimacy, all of this is bringing you to a much deeper level of authenticity, okay? And it's like you're going to go deeper and deeper into your subconscious, and when you speak, you will have gravitas and credibility. People will pay attention to you because you're going to get all of these aspects working together. These two quincunx angles here and the sextile across there. Okay, so let's have a look now at what these cards say. And oops, that one's flown out. All right. Okay, Two of Wands. There's an easing of restrictions coming up this month, and that could fit in with this Finger of Fate too, because Saturn can be quite restrictive, but with these other elements, the sun and the moon also working, and these adjustments being made, there's a way out of a situation. Somewhere that you've been limited is going to be freed up. She takes action. She just doesn't think about it. She actually takes action. And see the two baseball bats here. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and going towards freedom. And there's a healing around that, and a sort of cleaning up of your act and a lot of self-expression You're feeling motivated to get on with this. Okay, second half of the month, let's see what comes up for you. I'll go with that one, closing my eyes. Got the colour aqua. There's been a lot of aqua and blue around lately. Again, growth. It feels very pleasant, though, I must say. It's like a pastel sort of aqua. And so this bright radiating of the things that you believe in, your creativity, and it's growing your life. The card that comes up is the Queen of Pentacles. This could also affect your money in a very positive way. Okay, you'll see Saturn here about communicating, and somehow this could help your finances. She's wearing red again, all about action. She's seated on a gold throne. She's this highly astute businesswoman, and she's very good at attracting money to herself and possessions. Okay, and she does it with the efforts, her own efforts. Okay, so it's, even though she's a queen, it's not necessarily about telling other people what to do, but it's her own internal energy that shines out to the world and radiates confidence and credibility while she gets on with the job. Okay, so they're the two cards. Do bear those in mind. Now we're going to go to the board and just make it a little bit bigger so you can see. Being authentic is particularly important to get your message across and get your message correct, what you want to put out into the world. Alrighty, so 29th of August to the 5th of November, Mercury in your 11th house up here. If you belong to any clubs or groups, organisations, you're likely to be more involved with them. Maybe there's some sort of committee or, you know, some sort of planning sessions and things that you participate in. And even if you don't, perhaps your community becomes more important to you than usual. You will probably want to socialise and talk with lots of people that you share common interests with. With so much activity up here, it's quite likely that you're going to make new connections and new friends. Okay, and 30th of August to the 3rd of September, Mars conjuncts Mars. This gives you the desire to make a fresh start, strike out on your own, be more independent than usual. Your willpower and courage are likely to be intensified, and you've got more energy than usual, so you can channel that into decisive action or work. Do watch for irritability and being a bit impatient. You could, you know, sometimes be a little bit irritable when Mars is around in a, you know, maybe. 31st of August to the 4th of September, Mars opposition Neptune. And this is only for a few days, but it can give a feeling of vagueness, or maybe you feel discouraged with your current life. That's just to bring your awareness to the things that are not working for you so that you can, you know, make some plans and move on and do something about it. It's not a great time to be promoting yourself just now for these few days. It is a great time for taking time off work, doing something on your own, or perhaps you can, if you have to deal with other people, perhaps you can help them out in some way. 6th of September sees a new moon in your 10th house of reputation and career and general life direction. New moon is all about planting new seeds for the future. Okay, so you may be thinking about your career. Career is not the same as your everyday work necessarily. Career is what makes your heart sing. And if your heart isn't singing at work, maybe it's time to think about doing something else. Whatever you tend to do at the moment or say, it tends to be more open or public, so do be careful on social media that you don't overshare in particular, because people are going to see more of you, particularly the personal side of you. 4th of September to the 7th of September, Mars trines Pluto. This is quite a deep and compelling sort of influence in a positive way. If you have been thinking about giving something up, maybe it is a job or something like that, because there's this very slow moving planet down here, Uranus, in your 6th house, that's going to be there for, I think it's 7 years. But, you know, maybe your current situation is open to change with regard to what you do on a daily basis, and that might be regular work, and you're moving more towards having a career that makes your heart sing, okay? So Mars trining Pluto is making it clear what you need to surrender or eliminate from your life. Maybe it's just a belief system, something you've believed in, and now you realise it's not right and it's time to let that go. And it is a great time for making major long-term changes. You can begin the process. So it might be a new lifestyle change, maybe you move even, or a regimen of self-improvement, detox, watching your weight, exercise, whatever. 9th of September to the 7th of October, Venus moves into your 12th house here, and you're not likely to be very gregarious or sociable at the moment with this. That's okay. You know, there could be very pleasant dreams, and the other thing with Venus here is sometimes you might have feelings for somebody but they're not available, so yeah, do be very cautious about that and use a lot of discretion. On the other hand, somebody may need you very much, and it's possible you need to care for them in some way. Maybe it's a relative, a parent who is getting on, and you need to help out in some way, and you probably won't get very much approval or recognition for that either. But 13th of September to the 16th of September, Mars sextiles your ascendant. So this is quite favourable. You're able to be very clear and above board with other people. There could be desires that you have, and you can put them out into the world and other people will understand what you're on about. And this confidence is shining out of you, so you could take up some sort of leadership in some area of your life. Then we have Mars moving into your 11th house, and this sort of affirms that idea of leadership, maybe in a group, or maybe you take some initiative in some situation. You're fired up, you've got a lot of energy. Team sports are also beneficial, and any sort of group effort. 18th of September to the 21st, Mars conjuncts Mercury. Just watch that you're not tactless at the moment, because Mars is a bit like a bull in a china shop sometimes. But yeah, it gives you a lot of energy. You're likely to say what you think, and your mind is very sharp now. It's a great time to attack intellectual work, thinking about problems and solving them rather than people. 20th of September, the full moon is in your 5th house here of leisure and pleasure, creativity, the world of the child, and romance. So there's some sort of transformation going on here. You could be coming out of your shell, expressing real feelings and desires, and openly caring for people, and so other people can see how much you care about somebody. You could be playful, fun-loving, and dramatic. Sports, games, and entertainment are all featured. 21st of September to the 22nd of October, Sun in your 11th house here. Again, the friends, groups, connections, associations, and your hopes and dreams. So you may have more to do with clubs or your community. Again, taking up a leadership role and contributing in some way. So you see, this idea of leadership is a bit of a theme this month for you. Being part of a community or circle of friends and building your social network might be more important than usual. 20th of September to the 2nd of October, Mercury squares Pluto. Okay, this is really useful, especially if you've got problems that you were thinking about before trying to solve, because you'll get to the core of the issue. You'll find out the hidden reasons why things have happened the way they have, and you could be rather stuck on that point until you figure it out. You are likely to figure it out with Mercury squaring Pluto. It's important, however, that you don't sort of try to force your views on people, because they're not at that deep place that you are, and they probably won't understand how you've come up with the answer, but it is the answer. 29th of September to the 1st of October, Sun trining Saturn, and this gives you a lot of persistence and dedication to work. You are likely to eliminate anything that's superfluous in your life, anything you don't need, unnecessary things, maybe unnecessary people too. You could have self-control and discipline to finally tackle some tasks that you have been putting off. You want to put your affairs in order, and you've got a greater tolerance for boredom than usual. So mundane chores and practical business, you'll be straight on it. Okay, Sagittarius, so that's your horoscope. Now I'm going to close my eyes and see what I can see for you in September 2021. Savvy Sagittarius, what do I see? Okay, I've got a concrete path in front of me. It's very structured. This is like a corridor, but it's concrete. A concrete corridor, concrete walls, concrete path. And so that is very sort of like Saturn. So it's solid, it's stable. It's like you're building a foundation to something. And this is not built on sand, this is solid. So you're continuing on your path, and there's some steps you need to take. But I do get a sense that you don't know what this path is yet, but it's a very physical thing. So yes, could involve money or perhaps your physical body, but it affects your physical life as well. And I see these couple of steps. So you think you're taking a couple of steps to a change in your life, and you think you know what that change is, and yes, that's right. But on another level, there's even more. These are the foundations to a new direction in your life. Okay, something very exciting about this, but you have to do it the right way, in a structured format. So this could be something to do with the government or a big corporation, or if it is you working for you, you're going to structure it. So you could have a timetable and say, I'm doing this between this and this time, and that between that and that time, and work out, like even in your diary or something like that. But there's scheduling, and there's real physical changes to how you run your life with this influence. I see all of the energy, like I'm in this tunnel, and then it goes into some sort of other dimension. The energy swoops in the tunnel, and it's going very quickly, but it's almost like in your mind you don't realize, or you're not aware that all of this other change is happening around you. But stay on your path, because you will become aware. Reminds me of when I started Absolute Soul Secrets. I didn't know it was going to turn into this great big huge thing, and have all of these, so many psychics working on the network now. I was just going to work in my back bedroom and do the readings and write everything in a school exercise book, and that's how I started in 2000. With it, and it's a bit like that. Whatever this thing is that you're going to do, it could turn into something really quite big for some of you. When I say that, there's a huge yellow flower in front of me with a dark sort of, not red, it's reddish carmine plum, sort of plum centre. And the yellow is all about happiness. It's like the flower comes out because there's a sense of achievement and success in this. All right, Sagittarius. And yes, communications. I just get this feeling of being out in the world and communicating, doing joint ventures, contacting other people, being very successful at being able to do these joint ventures with others. Okay. And if you're not working, if you've got no plans on working, then this could just be in a group of your friends where you get together. Maybe you do something as a charitable type thing, or you get together to organise some sort of fun run or something like that. It's like a community activity where maybe you can raise money or something There's a crystal pyramid, a really big crystal pyramid in front of me while I'm saying that, and that means basically that I'm looking at the top of the pyramid, the apex, the point at the top, and again I get this thing of the focal element. It's like energy coming out of the top of this pyramid. The pyramid's making energy, and it's all very creative, and it's very light and bright. Okay, so your life is changing, Savvy Sagittarius. Well done, you. Okay, so that's it for this month. I hope this is useful for you. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Thank you again, and have a wonderful month, everyone. I'll see you all again soon with Capricorn Horoscope. Okay, bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.